Hello ladies, hope you're having a nice day. I'm just coming on very quickly to share this with you. It contains a mocha, well, a couple of mochas, marshmallows and candy canes, and I just want to show you how it's made because it's really very easy. And I've used the Candy Cane Lane DSP, Cookie Cutter Christmas, crumb cake cardstock, and that's it. So very quick, very simple, very easy. So let's get on. Okay, first of all, you're gonna need, I'm doing this one in real red, so you're gonna need, your base card is gonna measure 7 3/4 by 9.5, and you're gonna score it, get it up the right way. You're going to score it at 1.5 increments right the way across. So it's 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, 7.5 and 9. Okay, and then you're going to take your envelope punch board, and I'm sorry but I had mine before I joined Stampin' Up, so you know, before you take your envelope punch board, after you've scored on the long side at 1.5 increments right the way across, okay, so you scored it at 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, 7.5 and 9, okay, you're going to turn it and then you're going to score it at 1.5 and 5.25, okay, and this 1.5 score line here, you're going to take this, you're going to take your envelope punch board, and as I say, I had mine before I joined Stampin' Up, and what you're going to do is you're going to line it up at the 1.5 inch mark on your punch board, which is there, okay, and you're going to punch, and I'm sorry if this is making the camera wobble, but I've no other way of doing it without making the camera wobble. And now as you go along it's going to get tougher because you're punching through 2 layers of cardstock. And make sure that you keep lining it up. Okay. And you'd also need to do this little one that you have left. Okay, so that's what it should look like now. Okay, ladies, and I'll give you another little tip as well. You see all these pieces that you've just punched out? These, don't get rid of them because they make beautiful poinsettias. Waste not, want not. Okay, so now you've done all that and you've got all these all punched out. Okay, now you're just gonna snip straight up, making tabs. Not that one as well. And in fact, you're going to cut that one off at an angle like that. So they're all now all loose and free. Okay, now the short score line that you have, this little short one, you're going to take this bit off and you're just going to notch in slightly, just like that. So that's what you're left with. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take, I'll tell you what we'll do our DSP first. Now your DSP, you're going to need 6 pieces at 1 1/4 by 3 inches. So I'm just going to grab my DSP. And if you have a pattern, make sure your pattern's going that way. So I'm just going to cut this. So we want 1 1/4 inches there. And I'll just cut 2 pieces to make sure that I have enough. And then you're going to cut at 3 inches and you need 6 of them. Okay, so I can get that out of the way now. Trim it. Okay, so this is what we've got. We've got our 6 pieces of DSP and they're going to go, making sure I've got them the right way up, they're going to go on there. Okay, so now I'm going to take some glue and just glue them on with a nice border. See the back of that DSP? It's lovely. They're all little tiny Christmas trees. I'm sure you've seen it all over YouTube and Pinterest and everywhere. But it really is lovely. And the promotion is still running. Can't see the score. The buy 3 DSP and get 1 free, and it's still running until the 31st of October if anybody's interested. And it's worth it. The speciality papers, the ones with the foiled sheets, are not actually in it, but the Candy Cane Lane is one of them. Presents and Pine Cones is another one. The lovely blue and white one, Birthday Bouquet, is it, or something? I know that's one. Blooms and Bliss is another one. So, you know, don't think that they're all the ones out of the general catalogue. They're not. There is some out there out of the holiday catalogue. So if you want to run along to my store and have a nosy, you shall find out all the details there. But yeah, I love this. They've really outdone themselves this year, I think, with all the sweets that they've brought out, where they have the matching coordinating everything. Because it makes your job a lot easier. And I just think it's lovely that, I mean, it is basically a job. You're an independent demonstrator. So it is a job, and I think it's lovely the way you get to do something you really enjoy. Right, so that's all our DSP on. Okay, just make sure you, if it is patterned, it's all the right way up. So you're going to turn it over, and where you've done that 5 1/4 score line, you're going to put tape just above it. Yeah, just above that score line. But this row's almost done, so I'm going to use this one. You're going to leave, can you see that where I've left that gap? Just leave that much of a gap, and you'll see why in a minute. Don't go over my score line. Doesn't matter about this end, you can go right up to the end on this end, and again on the top bit, just leave that much of a gap and go right along. And it'll all make sense. Just give that a bit of a burnish. Okay, so now on this tab, you're going to put tape on both sides. Turn it that way so you can see. Okay, and you can turn that over and put tape on the opposite side. And this would be a lovely little teacher's gift, or okay, so that's what your tape should look like now. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to peel the tape off at the top. I've seen these all over Pinterest and everywhere, but I have to say this is the easiest one that I've come across, by far the easiest. Okay, so just, I get my score line, just take it down to your 5 1/4 score line and give it a burnish with your bone folder. Okay, so that's what you should have now. Okay, now I'm going to take this tape off here on both sides. and you're going to bring it round, and you see the gap we left where we didn't put the tape right the way up there. You're going to slot that into there. And I left the gap of the tape at the other end. Just me. Right, so you're going to slot it in like that. And give it a good squish. Okay, so that's now, it's getting there. So now you're going to turn it upside down, and what you're going to do is, right, that's our back piece. So you're going to bring this piece over on your score line, bend all them back. You're going to bring this piece over and put some tape on. Okay. And then you're going to bring the other one and line it up with that one. And give it a squish. So you've got that. Okay. Now you're going to bring them ones over and do exactly the same. Bring them over and do exactly the same to that one and give it a squish. Right, now what we're going to do is give that one some tape, stuck to it, and I'll give that one tape. Okay, so we're going to bring that one over, and then your final one. We're going to bring that one over as well. And then turn it upside down, get your bone folder, and just give it all a squish. Okay. So just play with it until you've got it how you want it. Okay. And then you have a piece that measures 6.5 inches by 1 inch. Mine's a bit long, and just take a little piece at the top and just fold it over. Okay, I'm going to chop a bit off this. I think my male side was coming out then 6 inches. That was more like 9. And I'm just going to take a bit of tape on these handle. Now you can keep one of your panels off and tuck it in behind. It doesn't really matter. Just going to give this a little fold with your bone folder. Right, I'm going to just find the back of my box. There it is. So if I tuck it in that one, or put it in that one, sorry, and this one, okay, so there you have the general idea. There's basically your cup. Okay, now I'm going to do, I need a sheet of card. This will do. And I'm going to take my cookie cutter stamp set, which is this one. And you've probably again seen this all over Pinterest, YouTube, everywhere. And I'm going to take my gingerbread man. Stampin' block. And I have some crumb cake ink. Crumb cake classic ink. And I'm just going to ink up my little gingerbread man. Everything's falling down. And one thing I will say is, you see if you get that pitting on your stamp, what that means is either your ink pad is very juicy, which mine probably is because it's a new one, or some people have said he's meant to look like that. But when you first get a stamp set, it has a residue on it. So you can either give it a clean with your Stampin' Scrub or use Versamark on it before you put the ink on. And that way it grabs the ink and stops it from pitting. But I quite like it like this because it looks as though he's been freshly baked. So I like it. There you go. Give that a clean in a minute. Put my ink back. Now to find me punch. And because I don't want everything, I'm just going to cut that off. Because I don't want everything else. It'll just get in the way. And this is your cookie cutter punch. And it also does the Halloween ones as well. And you're just going to put him in. Line him up. And punch him out. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get another piece of real red cardstock. Without knocking everything over. And I have my snowflake punch because I haven't brought me round punching with me. So we'll give them a couple of snowflakes. I'm just going to punch them out. Excuse me. And we're just going to stick them up on a couple of dimensionals. I'm just going to stick. Who said snowflakes couldn't be red? I'm going to stick that on there. And that will come out to the side there. A bit of glue on. Tap and stick. And you're just going to come along and the second one around, just stick him on. And there you go, ladies. And all I done was took a couple of mocha copies, stuck them in. These would be great as well if you do craft fairs. Stuck them in, stuck your marshmallows in, and there's a lovely, quick, simple, easy teacher treat or craft fair treat. I even stuck, well, you could even stick diamantes on. But yeah, I hope you give that a go. Or what I done as well on this one, on the bottom, I stuck just a 2-inch circle. So there you go, there's two completely different looking mugs. So I hope you give it a go. Let me see what you can come up with. Take care for now, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye for now. Bye.